Hi, and welcome to Infertility Unfiltered, where fertility experts and warriors are joining forces to provide you with tips, tricks, information, all of the things so that you can take back control of your life and get your baby on board. Hi, I'm Jennifer Robertson, and today we are joined by Carolyn O'Neill. Now, Carolyn is a massage therapist specializing in fertility massage, prenatal massage, and hypnobirthing. And more than anything, she is passionate about helping women achieve their dream of becoming a mother. Now, today we are going to be talking about fertility massage, what it is and why it supports fertility. And if you stick around to the end, Caroline is going to give you some tips and some things that you can do to increase your fertility. So thank you so much for joining us, Caroline.
Hi, thank you so much, Jen. I'm excited to be here.
Now, when I first found you, I loved your page on Instagram. I loved the vibe and I love the concept of fertility massage. I'm sure along with a lot of other people, I'm a big fan of massage. I don't do enough of it, but then there's such a thing called fertility massage. Can you just tell us a little bit about that and why it's different from a normal massage?
Yes, absolutely. When I first became a massage therapist, I was drawn to prenatal massage. And when I went to get my prenatal training, my teacher was also presented us with a preconception massage. But at the time, I was really young, I was newly married, and so that just wasn't on my radar, and it felt way bigger than me. But I was intrigued by it. So years later, when I was having kids, I could get pregnant, but I did experience several losses after my first daughter, and one of those was at 24 weeks, and it was just really life altering. And so I really was drawn to helping women who had gone through miscarriage and were struggling to get pregnant. Like, even though they're different, there's still this pain that I feel like is similar. And so I was like, you know what? That preconception massage that I learned so many years ago, I want to learn more. So, and over that time, she had really developed it. She was trained in a Maya abdominal massage, which some people have heard of, and which is wonderful. And she really just kind of kept adding more and more components to it. So it is not a traditional massage in the sense of rubbing long, gentle strokes and working on those muscles. We begin each massage with hot castor oil packs. So we are rubbing a lot of castor oil on the abdomen, covering it with a flannel cloth, and then weighing a nice hot water bottle on your abdomen. And it stays there for about 45 minutes. And I begin each massage with cranial sacral holds. And it's a really just gentle hold that connects with our central nervous system and gets the fluid in our spinal cord, just having a nice rhythm. And I do a few minutes of guided meditation just to help the women connect with their body, connect with their breath, connect with the table, and beginning the process of letting go. We do some face work, some jaw work, some head stuff on your head. And then along your arms and legs, we're working meridians. So in the Eastern medicine, we have these lines of meridians through our body. And by doing compressions, we're hoping that we may be able to release a blockage that is there. So we then are going to move to the feet and do a ton of reflexology points, everything that is connected to reproduction and our endocrine system, and anything that might be helpful in clearing to help with fertility, like our liver. So we spend a lot of time doing reflexology points. And then it's time to go and take that castor oil pack off, and we do a really nice abdominal massage. It feels very soothing. And then I work the digestive tract, because if we're having issues with our digestion, that can take away from the uterus. It can draw that blood flow away. So we really want to work the digestive tract to help clear that. And then I actually help women find their uterus. So So I guide them to palpate down around their pelvis. And because they've been laying down for so long and because we all sit so much, it's really sunken into our body. So I have them turn over and I do some really great strokes on the back of their pelvis to help bring it forward. And we do that a few times before they actually feel a difference. And it's definitely one of my favorite moments, because for a woman who, especially who has never been pregnant before, you know, when are you looking for your uterus and palpating it? And it's not huge, you know, it's a very small organ at that time, and it's behind our pubic bone. But when you bring it forward, you feel a fullness down there. And it's a really cool aha moment. So
Yeah,
for women,
let's dive into that a little bit more. So what's the importance of, I mean, obviously we know what the importance of our uterus is. What's the importance of the placement of it and learning to be connected to it?
yes. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the idea is that if we can bring it forward and center it in our pelvis, then maybe everything's going to line up just a little bit better. And then also it could be moved over, it could be to one side or the other. So then I say, okay, does it feel centered, or does it feel over to one side? And if it's over to one side, then I tell them how they can, you know, just gently stroke towards that side and bring it centered. So just helping that all feel balanced. And I think that when we struggle with fertility or loss, we can disconnect from our body because it's so hard to accept. And I think this really helps women find power in their body again.
Yes, and it's so easy for us to go down the path of, you know, my body's not working, and there's this love-hate relationship between it, but we really resent the fact that it's not doing it. And also, you know, in terms of endometriosis and all of those different things, like it's all kind of connected to that one spot. So I guess how, like, do you do work on how they can actually not just connect, but learn how to respect the body again?
Yes. And I would say I try to do that gradually. You know, I'm not a therapist. Massage therapists aren't therapists. We cannot act like we're therapists, but I can be a listening ear. I can share information that I have learned through all of my fertility education. And I try to help them connect with their body and forgive their body or accept their body through that guided meditation that I do at the beginning. And as I work with clients monthly, I change it a little bit and I get a little bit deeper when I think that maybe they're ready to put some more thought and words into connecting with their body.
Absolutely. And I think that is just so important. It sounds absolutely amazing. So you were talking about the different components that you do. So can you talk a little bit about how, you know, each of those components affects fertility, so how it actually improves it?
Sure. So for example, when we're doing some of the work on your head, we're going to work our pituitary point between our eyes. And it's the same idea that if there's blockage, if there's congestion in the body, that pressure and that focused energy can help release it. After I have the women find their uterus and they're feeling good and they're feeling powerful, and then over top of the sheet, I work the whole pelvic bowl because we hold so much tension there, just daily life. And so finding that space, it's all about like creating space in the body that can really help prep and prime the body for pregnancy.
Yeah. And so with your area up here, like, is there something that they can do themselves at home, an exercise similar to what you would do in your massage?
Yeah, you know what, It's crazy how powerful this jaw is of ours. The tension in the jaw translates to our entire body. So I'm going to make a funny face while I do this, okay? So you can take the heel of your hand and place them at your cheekbone, and you press pretty firmly, and you can draw your hands down your jaw all the way down to your chin. Now, when I'm doing it as a massage therapist, I don't do it like that. I use my fingers, but on yourself, you can actually press pretty firmly. This muscle is called the masseter muscle, and it's really thick and it's really strong, and it gets overworked, you know, talking and eating and chewing and tensing. So if you can start releasing your jaw on a daily basis, you are actually releasing in other places in your body as well.
Yeah, and it's a good thing and good exercise that they can do to just sit and be present as well, because a lot of the times we don't sit still.
Yes.
Yes.
And it only takes like a minute.
Absolutely. I love it. I love small snippets of things that they can do. Now, you were talking about feet before as well. Is there something that they can do on their feet for themselves?
Sure. Yes. There's a uterus pressure point that you can massage. So let me get my foot up here. And
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Right,
I love it.
right here, inside of your foot. All right. It's at the very center of your heel. And you can press, or your partner can press for you, and you circle in a clockwise motion for a few minutes. And it feels really nice. So you can really just bring some nice, that will actually, it's crazy how reflexology works, but it's not just clearing, but it can also help bring blood flow. We're working on your feet, but it's reaching your uterus.
Okay, no, that's great. Now let's go back to the uterus again. I think I'm completely disconnected from my uterus. I don't even know, like I couldn't even feel it. How on earth do you feel that it's out? Or
right. So when I guide them, I say, okay, place the tips of your fingers on your pubic bone, right on your pubic bone, getting up close and personal with there. They are.
Okay, so this is something that they can do right now. They can lay down right now and try to
right. And you want to be very flat. Like in a massage, you usually have a pillow or a bolster under your knees, but you lay flat. I take that out. Your legs are very flat. And when you put your fingers on your pubic bone and roll your pads of your fingers down, it's like a little cliff. It just drops. And really in all body shapes, you are going to feel that there is a drop. So then when I flip them over and I'm doing these compressions and movement on their pelvis, it's coming forward. And I would say a lot of times I have to do this at least 3 times. Like I flip them over and they're like, no, I don't know if I feel it. Flip them over, you know, back and forth. And then there's a fullness. It's almost just like a little puffiness that appears there. And you just know, you're like, yes, that's it. That is it. So then I instruct them too at home. They can do self-uterine massage, really just placing your fingers at your pubic bone and drawing up a little bit over to the side, a little bit to the other side, and just you're bringing blood flow to that area. And then again, when I feel it is the right time to kind of introduce something else, I'll say, like, you need to have a mantra of, okay, uterus, I believe that we can get pregnant. And if that's something that they can get to saying in their mind or even out loud, that can be very powerful as well.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. So how can they find you? And if they're not in the same city, who do you recommend? Like, I'm assuming not everyone does fertility massages to that specific.
Yes, it is a very specialty massage. You want to obviously make sure this person is, trained in that. All over the world, you could probably find someone trained in the Maya abdominal massage. But if you are in the United States, I don't know, I think it's primarily in the United States, but the woman that I got trained under, her name is Claire Marie Miller. So if you go to clairemariemiller.com and search for a therapist, you could find a fertility massage therapist in the US. I am in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC. And you can find me on my website at bodybirthandbaby.com. And I am on Instagram at bodybirthandbabyloudon.
Excellent. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Caroline. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for explaining those things and giving us some actual concrete things of what we can do, not just to get back in touch with our body, our uterus, but also take some time to just create some space, which I think is really important as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
And I just want to mention, on my website or on my Instagram, you can find detailed instructions on the castor oil packs.
Yes.
And how you can do that at home.
And so can you explain, when you say a castor oil pack, you said it to me before and I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. Like, is it actual, like a formulation, or is it in something?
Yeah, individual. So you buy castor oil, lather it up, lots, like a quarter of a cup. You're really lathering it on. And then you're going to put like a flannel pillowcase on top of your abdomen to cover it up. And I wish I had it with me, but I don't. It's at the office. But a hot water bottle, you can buy at the drugstore for like $10, and you heat water in your tea kettle, and you pour it in, screw the top on, and place it on your abdomen. So, and I did want to just mention, all this work is done after menstruation and before ovulation. We don't do this work after ovulation because we don't want to disrupt any possible pregnancy.
Of course, absolutely. Great tips. Thank you so much for that, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching as well. So if you loved this interview as much as I did, make sure that you give it a little bit of love, give it a like, give it a share, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this is just one of many amazing interviews as part of the Infertility Unfiltered series. So thanks for watching.